This is the Rodney Bull Show, bringing you truth about money they never taught you. Now, here's your host, the man himself, Rodney Bull.
G'day, listeners. And what's cracking? My guest today is glamorous, witty, and whip smart. She's an international speaker, author, photographer, aging backwards educator, a lifestyle coach, and more recently, a wealth creator. I will not reveal her age, but let's just say she has an abundance of wisdom and experience which she generously shares with those around her. May Rose O'Connell hails from sunny Queensland, and I'm in North Queensland, best state in Australia, and considers herself to be an ageless entrepreneur. Her primary focus is reaching out to women over 50. However, her messages will resonate with people from all walks of life. So let's welcome this lady after my own heart, who wants us all to grow rich and not old. Thank you for joining me today, Lady May. G'day, May.
Oh, hello, Rodney. It's absolutely fabulous to be here with one of the best looking guys, one of the best looking roosters in Queensland, and I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Flattery gets you everywhere with me, mate, as you well know.
I know.
So good to see you again, darling. It's been too
You
long.
too. Oh, it
I
is.
had the pleasure of sharing a table with you at an event that we both went to in Thailand back in the middle of last year, and it was a bloody great time. It really was.
It was actually a privilege, and it's amazing how you're brought together in a room and you find the right people at the right time, and we all resonated. We fell in love instantly.
Yeah, I agree totally. I met some fantastic people in that room. There was a lot of people there and a lot of wonderful people there. It was a really good experience and a big educational experience for me in a lot of ways, and created some really good networking, which ultimately has led me to be here with you today on my podcast, The Rodney Bull Show, which is pretty bloody awesome.
Absolutely. And I'm absolutely thrilled to be here because I know your subject is very important to especially people at my vintage, with one leg on a banana skin, as they say. But it's a very important topic, and to be serious about it is a good opportunity because I believe we're all too fabulous to be broke.
Hell yeah, I agree 100%. And not just for people of your age. I believe this is a very important subject for people of all ages. And it's very important. Money and the truth about money that we were never told, We need to learn the truth and understand how it all works. We really
Yes,
do.
we need to expose all those untruths, but we also need to get rid of the myths created with people about money, because I come from that era where we were terrified of money and being wealthy or successful. And so that's why I created my show of how to grow rich, not old. And I started a movement so that women particularly can start to think about it in their 50s, not wait till they're broke, divorced, widowed, or redundant. It's time to think about it now and how to approach it from a very mature attitude. And that's the big secret, is attitude.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Attitude and mindset around it, to get yourself an abundance mindset. And I agree with you, mate, like I'm 50 myself, but
Half a hundred, Rodney. Oh, that's half my age. Cool.
plan to make it to the full 100 too. And then the mindset will get you there, I believe. So,
Yes.
education around this subject is vitally important and make all the difference as to how your life shuffles along throughout your life and how good it can be along the way and towards the end of it. So,
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, I totally agree.
So has this subject of money and all its facets always interested you, May? Or is this something that you have arrived at over the course of your life experience?
Oh, I think because of the time I was brought up, it was all secret. We were women who weren't exposed to the finances in the house. So we had to be seen and not heard, so to speak. But then when I became a widow very early because my husband died when he was young, so I had to learn the hard way about finances.
Yeah.
how to invest it, when you are young, how to learn about investing, because you can't always just rely on your skills. You have to keep learning about how to fix these things, how to grow rich and not old. And
Yeah.
this was a taboo subject specifically for women. So we didn't know how. So we lived in that state of we had a scarcity consciousness. We didn't know we could know better. So that's why it's awesome to be with someone like you to be able to show people that it is possible.
Yep. So taking us back to that time and that era in the early part of your life, May, to expand on that a little bit, what do you recall around your education around money in your childhood and then through your early young adult years up until the sad time of you losing your husband and becoming a early widow? Um, what is your understanding around money and what money really is and how you have to be able to learn to handle it?
It was only one way. We were told we had to get a good education, we had to get
Yep.
a job, we had to work our guts out, we had to save. That was the only way. We
Yep.
knew nothing about investments, nothing about anything other than work, get a job, work at it until you can't. Then they throw you out, and then you live on a pension or whatever you've gathered in the miserable bit of superannuation. That's all we knew.
Yep.
There was no talk of anything else.
So there was no education in the so-called education system around money. You don't recall anything being taught around money or taxes or investing or
No,
keeping books or budgeting or anything like that, and you never received any of that from your parents as well or any family
no,
members?
no, nothing at all. Nothing till I was forced to do it because I had to. And
Yeah.
it was a long, hard road, believe me, because we didn't know anything about it. So I learned the hard way and I started to learn about investments. And the biggest investment is in your own education and your own assets, your personal belief systems, just to expand it, keep growing, keep learning. So it's
Yeah.
been a long journey from that scarcity consciousness to where I am now.
Yeah, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, and that's is the thing that I'm trying to bring across to my audience, and people of all walks of life and all ages. The fact that it has been kept out of our education system, going back, that far, well beyond my education time into yours, and probably in your
Yes.
parents' time, and that's been done for a reason, and
Oh, we were
create that scarcity
brainwashed.
mindset within us and to make us believe and think that that's all life is about, is just go to school, get the
Yeah.
so-called education, which it's really not, it's just an indoctrination, and
Yes.
then go out and, like you said, work your backside off for 50 odd years and then live a pretty meager existence in the end.
Oh, yes. And then from the other side of the coin, we were taught too that love makes the world go round. Yes, it probably does, but it's money that pays for the ticket, Rodney. So
How very true.
get it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah,
had to learn more than love. We had to learn how to earn. We needed how to create. And we only had one way, that was a job. We knew
yeah,
nothing about self-development and investments and stuff like that until I grew a bit older. Then I started to dabble into the real estate
yeah. So
area.
going forward, was there any particular event that was a catalyst, or was it more of a general realization of needing to do exactly that, educate yourself around money and finances, and how you had to go forward doing that to be able to better your situation in life and plan for a future, um, as opposed to just working for the money?
Oh, absolutely. It actually, well, from my point of view, it actually grew on me like fungus. It takes a while, and then as I said, I learned the hard way. So I tried different things and I started to look at um, listening. I used to go to seminars and listen, even as I didn't always participate. But I knew then you needed to invest in anything, other things other than just a job.
Yeah,
You needed to look at like you say, investing in gold or real estate or whatever there is available at the time. There was nothing much at the time other than just real estate for us.
Yeah.
So that's how I started to learn how that I could develop a property and sell it and make a profit. But it was a long, hard road to do it that way as well.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you put yourself in the rooms that you needed to, which was the
Yeah.
right decision to start with, whether you got fully involved in them seminars, but they are very, very pertinent and important places to go to. I've been to a few myself now in recent years, and they have been integral in developing my mindset and my education around this subject, because this subject is so big and it affects every facet of our lives
I
completely.
believe we should
Like
be
you don't
teaching
want it to
it in,
control your life, but it
yeah,
really,
yeah.
it really affects.
And I'm hoping that young parents like you educate their children and not bark at them because we just grew up in ignorance around money.
Yeah,
Dad was the head of the household and he worked hard and long, even though he was very educated. After the war, he was a soldier and
yeah,
there wasn't any work. So they knew nothing else. So, but he had the skills to realize that buying a bit of dirt somewhere, and we had a lot of land up in the back of Whoop Whoop there. So, but it was, you could buy a block of land you could swap a horse and dog for a piece of land in those days. Now you can't
which
even
we
buy
can still
dogs.
do that now.
Expensive dog. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, bloody oath, for bloody sure. Yeah, no, and you did
Yeah.
right. Like things have changed as far as what you said there was available to you in the form of ways and means to invest as far as assets goes. I can
Hmm.
guarantee you that gold and silver was around in your young days,
Yeah. My father was a
as it still
miner.
is now, because it's been around for over 5,000 years
Yes.
in human evolution. And then this is the biggest thing. One of my biggest things that I came to learn in past education, and that gold and silver is real money. And the money that we call money, which is our fiat currency, our paper money and our coins that our government supply for us to function with and use as legal tender, what they call legal tender, to pay
Yes.
for items that we need, our groceries and our fuel and our electricity and all that sort of stuff. It's not real. It's called fiat for a reason, and fiat, it means by decree. So it just basically means the government says that it is money, but it's
Mm,
not money. Gold and silver is the only thing that is real
yeah.
money. And we have something else now called Bitcoin that come
Mm,
onto the radar back in 2009. And some people know about it, some don't. Some are
yeah.
very, very wary and very scared of it. But it's just a digital form of what we've all grown up knowing to be money, as in cash money, paper money, notes and coins. But I can assure you that gold and silver assets are real, just the same as how tangible real estate is. It's something that you can feel and touch and hold in your hands.
Well, I think that's how the banking system started after gold, after your currency was salt at one time. That was the biggest currency in the world. And then the gold that you had is being replaced by the money in the bank. But what's happened is it's become all cyber money. It doesn't exist anymore. And
No.
so the only bit of gold that I owned was the bit I had in my tooth before I had it knocked out. So I don't even know where that bit of gold is now, Rodney.
Well, you got to try and stay out of them street balls,
Probably
mate, eh?
swallowed it. Stay out of the ring, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it,
Stop,
eh?
stop,
Buddy.
stop creating pub fights. Yeah, I got to stop doing that. Yeah.
So,
But
going forward with that, you got into real estate as such, as a ways and means and then developed your education around that specifically. So,
well,
is
I
that
knew that
the
there was another one.
main
Yeah.
road that one of the main roads that you've walked, May?
One of them is yes, and my father was very enterprising, even though they were suppressed with what they could do. And he was a miner because couldn't go ahead. He was educated as a as other things, and he had degrees but couldn't get jobs after the war. So he went down the mines, well, like every other educated man did at the time. But what he learned down there was valuable, the valuable of finding gold. And we started gem fossicking and out at the gem fields out at Anarchy and Ruby Vale, and I've got a wardrobe full of rocks that I could probably
As
turn
do
into.
I. I used to live nearby to their little town called Capella.
Yeah, and I loved it, and I'd love to do that again. And my brother and I have been thinking about even just going out fossicking and panning for gold. But the easiest way, because we know how hot it can get out there at Anarchy,
Oh, yeah.
and living in one of those vans wasn't ideal, but we know now the value of purchasing gold, because it's gold and silver are going to replace. There's no such thing as paper money anymore. It doesn't exist. It's
No,
all cyber money.
no. And it has been for quite some time. You know, cash and notes and coins still exist, but they're working very hard to remove it out of the system, to force
Well,
us
most
in.
countries owe more money than there is.
Oh, way more, way more. And
Got to
that's
change.
that's another one of the truths that's been hidden from most people.
Yeah.
And and that is the fact of what our monetary system is today and has been for a long time, is it is a debt-based system. And so there has to be more debt created each and every day for the system to function and stay alive and stay working. And
Yes.
this is how we all become entrapped in the system and become debt slaves.
And it's time, because I've also been in the health industry, and for a long time I was treating people who were sick until I found out why.
Yeah,
Most of them didn't have a voice, or they were broke. You
yeah,
fix those two things and people's health changes.
yeah. Well, like you
And
said earlier, mate, education is the key,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
what they call an education that we got at school is not one. And yeah, I learned more in my first 12 months out of school than I did in the 10
Yeah,
years that I spent at
yeah.
school.
I learned
And
all by my struggles, by learning the hard way
yes,
that stuff doesn't work.
100%.
And
And
I'm fascinated with where you're going with this, Rodney, and I definitely want to know more, because my audience is crying out for, where do we go? We can't work hard at our age. How do we fix this huge gaping hole in our lives, that when you do leave your job and you've left with that little bit of money that you've got, what do you do with it? How do you go on from there? And I'm fascinated with what you're doing, Rodney.
yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks. Really appreciate it. There's a lot to learn. It is an unbelievably huge subject, you know, like what I knew about money once upon a time to as to what I know now. I've been on a real education journey myself for the last 5 or 6 years now, and been learning from some of the most amazing people from all around the world who know this subject inside out and back to front, and studied currency life cycles and the truth of money. I don't know if you know this, but fiat currencies, there has been over 4,800 fiat currencies throughout human history, and every last one of them have gone to their intrinsic value, which is zero.
Yes, it's
Every
horrible.
last one of them, over 4,800 of them.
It's almost how would you call it? Demonic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like set us all up to fail. We've
yeah.
got to change this. We've got
No.
to,
And
I'm
this is
sure
why
you've
we
got,
have to get the education around this
yeah,
subject, you know, and
I'm with you there.
don't be scared to have the conversations about it, or admit to
Mhm.
the fact that you may not know what you need to know, you know, and how important it is, especially in regards to how we earn our money. And we can only work so hard. There's only so many hours in the day. We all have 24 hours.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
like Warren Buffett once famous statement, if he said, if you don't learn how to get your money working for you while you're sleeping, you're never going to do any good.
And
And
we
so
thought that all that was just for an elite class of people, but it's not.
no,
We were brought up to be ignorant and mushrooms, as they say, because they don't want us to succeed. They
no, they
want
do
it
not.
for whatever their evil reasons are. We need to be able to change that, and that's my legacy, is to be able to educate people
Yeah,
out of those old myths,
yeah,
because it is possible.
It very much so is very, very possible, and it's very pertinent and needs to be done. It's a huge
Mm,
subject and situation that the world's in now, because the current system that we are living in, they fiat currencies have a life cycle, as everything in this universe has a life cycle, and
mhm.
ours is coming to an end, and they're in the midst of trying to transition us into a new one. Most people are oblivious to this fact, and they're going
Yeah.
to force us down a digital road. And there's aspects of that are fantastic, and there's aspects of it that are very not fantastic, at all. It's quite
Yes.
scary where it's
Uh,
leading.
It is. It is. And it's awesome to know that you and I, at different age groups and different experiences, know the truth. And
Yes.
it's only the truth that sets you free, because I know I've invested so much money into what other people told me to do, and they leave you hanging.
Yeah.
I've spent so much money on courses that just didn't take us anywhere.
Yeah.
But this is the best thing, is to learn yourself of how you're going to deal with your future. Take that
Yeah.
responsibility, learn now, so that the best thing by us learning is so we can teach it,
Oh, yes.
educate people,
Yeah. 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 You got to take
give hope,
self-responsibility in life. In life,
hope.
big time. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure,
yeah,
mate. For sure.
yeah, for sure,
Um,
Rodney.
so you say that there are solutions if the retirement fairy didn't turn up. What are the strategies and advice you offer in that situation?
Invest in yourself, of course, in your education, into your attitude, your belief system about your money systems, to get rid of the myths about making money and aging. And I believe that it's also about your attitude. If you're happy to get sick and die, fine, that's your business. But I know people, as you get older, we realize that young people have many wishes. But as older
Yeah.
people, we only have one.
Yeah.
We just want to live. We
Yes.
want to live till we die. And
Yeah.
how do we live till we die? We've got to have the right uh, situation around us. And unfortunately, love does make the world go round, but it's money that pays for that ticket. So we've got to be educated about it.
Yes.
And
Vitally,
finding people
vitally
like
important.
you, Rodney, that's going to teach it, which is very encouraging.
Yeah. 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 It's really dragged me in when I first discovered all the people that I have been learning from for quite a number of years now, mate, and what I have managed to learn in that time, just eclipses everything that I had ever previously known or learnt or had not known, more to the point, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and how important it is, especially for forward planning for the future in your life. Like all you can hope for is by the grace of God that you get
Yes.
given a long life. Some of us don't, and some
And
of
some
us
of us
do.
live longer, Rodney. And, especially women, they're living up to 20 years longer than we used to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
got
And you,
clients that were 95,
yeah, how good's that? How good's
isn't it?
that?
And they're still living. Mm.
Yeah, and so they
So
should be. It's achievable. Yes,
it
I
is.
truly believe that hundred's something easy to aim for these days. Um,
Absolutely.
but you have to have education so that you can build yourself true wealth and plan for a future of older age, because
Yes.
as we get age and get older and into our twilight years, ultimately health is most important, because without our health you can't
Mhm.
build wealth, full stop. So your health is paramount first and foremost before you can gain the education around how to build wealth, because as we age, we need more and more money
Mm.
to be able to keep ourselves going, to look after our
Yeah.
body and
Yeah.
and get through them wonderful twilight years.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned earlier, the only way to have good longevity, quality longevity, is having the right education, having that hope. There's no good living older if you're miserable and broke,
No,
and you beg for a meal.
that's
There's
not
no
living.
class in it. There's no quality in that.
No.
Comes from that introverted stuff we were educated into.
Yeah.
So we need better insights. We need to be able to give people hope,
Yes.
because when you're looking at people they don't want your sympathy. They don't even want anything. They want a solution.
Yeah.
How do I fix this?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's what you want to see, is that hope in someone's eyes. There's no good giving them pills and potions if they can't pay for it. So
No.
anyway, it's just, I could ramble on for hours on that subject. So it's important that we get that message of hope out. There is a solution, and you can achieve longevity through knowing that it'll be okay to live longer. People give up because they think, what's the point? I've got no dough.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Working with your clients and what you do, mate. What do you do for them, and how do you help educate them? And do you have a strategy and a plan that you help educate them with and help them implement? Because hope is one thing, but hope isn't a plan, and it won't get you there.
Absolutely. And that's what I want to reiterate, is the fact that we need to educate people out of the old paradigms, the old myths about it's it's not cricket to have good money, or money is the root of all evil. That's all crap we've been have rammed into us for so damn long.
Yeah.
It's got whiskers on it. And so I fight against that, because I come from a long line of people who are enterprising, that want more than just what the system educated us into. So first of all, I teach people, sit down and say, what can you do? What are your dreams? What do you want? Let's get rid of what you don't want first. We don't
Yep.
want that. Educate. What would you like? What are your dreams? It's okay to dream. It's okay to reach out and want more, because the more you have, the more you can give.
Yes.
So, and the joy is in giving and not receiving.
Oh
So I
yeah.
love people to be able to give more. And so I
Well.
work there, find out who they are by finding out what their personality is, what their traits are, by use of certain systems to do that, and find out what their dreams and hopes are and work upon it. That's the
Yeah.
best base of all. Not someone else's dreams,
No.
their
Yeah,
skills. Everyone's got assets, and I teach them to get off their assets
that's
and
it.
turn them into cash.
Well said. I love it. Absolutely love it, mate. Yes, like you have to fill your own cup first so that you
Mm.
have a full cup to pour from. And so
Hmm.
that comes down to education around health, and then ultimately education around wealth, because they
So,
both go hand in hand without a doubt. It's like a hand in a glove, I believe.
mm,
And so that sounds like some truly wonderful things that you process that you take your clients through, and to help them come up with a real strategic plan, and to be able to wrap their heads around what it is that they actually want. Because
mm.
I believe so many of us get more caught up on what it is that we don't want, rather
Yeah.
than really focusing on what we do want.
Yep.
And with all the distractions in life today, all the social media and television and radio and newspapers and everything, like it's really hard to decipher what you're being told is truthful and right and correct,
Mm-hmm.
and that you need to be able to find your way through all of that smokescreen to find the truth, so that you can really design your own plan for your
Mm.
own life and live your life, not live somebody else's life.
Yes, you have to create that mindset that gives
Yeah,
you and it took me a long time to know that it was okay to do that. I would do it quietly.
yeah,
I would do it surreptitiously, because I felt embarrassed that I was successful, that I could do so many things. And we were educated into that you weren't supposed to do that. And so this is what I look for. What has been squashed, let's bundle that up and get rid of it. Use it as fertilizer. When you hole down a hole, stop digging, but
yeah,
use all that old stuff as fertilizer, the old BS. It's good for the garden, and and you throw your seeds in that old bullshit. Throw
yeah,
and it grows out of it.
yeah,
Those experiences, if you've had them, are actually an advantage
yeah. I
to be
agree.
able to
I agree.
dream bigger and
And
know
I,
it's
yeah,
safe to dream bigger.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, we've only got about 5, 6 minutes left, May. I'd like to squeeze in another couple of quick questions if we can.
absolutely. Yeah.
And what would be one simple way that almost anyone could apply to their daily life in order to get ahead financially?
Find out. Ask the questions. Ask how. Research it. Go to the top of the ladder and find out who knows.
Yeah.
Don't ask Auntie Doris at the barbecue or Uncle Fred is full of a carton of beer. Ask someone who knows, someone like Rodney who knows how to change that. Ask the experts. Forget
Yeah.
about the rest. Just jump out of your safety zone, as they say. Ask.
Yeah. Well said.
Simple as
Well said.
ask.
Well said. Can you tell me, are you a fan of budgeting, May?
I
And
used to have a budgie, but got out. Oh, budgeting.
yes,
Okay.
budgeting,
That
and
means simple budgeting.
if you
Uh,
are, has it helped you throughout your time
oh,
and your
it's had to,
financial
yeah,
journey
it
along the
has to
way?
be. I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money, and I didn't know how to manage that money. So I had to work hard again. I've had the lives of a scabby cat, Rodney. I've been around the traps for a long time, and I've managed to land on my feet every time. But I didn't have the skills of budgeting, so I
Yeah.
learned the hard way. But I'm not dead yet, so I've still got time
No,
to
you got a
fix
long way
that.
to go, and we gotta catch up and do a bit more dancing like we did in Thailand.
Oh gosh, yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be awesome. It won't happen this year, unfortunately, I don't believe, but
No,
next year
no,
is a good
I can't
possibility.
travel much this year. No,
Yeah, that's all right. If I need to, I'll come down to the Gold Coast and we'll get our
not
boogie on
far.
down there.
We can drive.
For sure, for sure. Um, I guess just to start winding up here today, going forward, outside of self-education and getting your mindset right, which I believe is absolutely key
Mhm.
because the world we live in is a true world of abundance. It really is.
Mhm.
But we've been led down that scarcity mindset road, and
Mhm.
it's been so unbelievably done well to us, which is infuriates me
Positively
every day.
evil. Hmm.
Yes. Outside of that, money in itself, and but I guess along the lines of budgeting, maybe. What would you a good suggestion you would have for people to be able to how to go about some simple little processes to be able to do the smart things you need to do with your money? Because I read a quote from a very, very smart, very wealthy man by the name of Grant Cardone in America,
Oh yeah.
and he made a very pertinent statement once upon a time that said, "There is no other reason to save other than to invest."
Hmm.
Now, what would
Hmm.
your opinion be on that?
I totally and utterly agree. And I also like one of his other quotes, what may not have been him, is every day get up and act like you're broke and start again.
Good
Put
call.
it into park it and do it again. It gives you, because accumulating a whole lot of money means nothing. It is the game behind the game that's
Yeah.
important, so that we can get out of bed with a reason to get out of bed. So you can make a lot of money, but what are you going to do with it? Buy things? What for? What thing? How many more things do you need? And so we accumulate it for things. Have a good reason why you want the money, because we
Yes.
have to have it.
Yeah.
And my reason is to help and educate other people, because I don't need a helicopter. I need a helicopter with a pilot. I
Yes.
don't need furs or racy boats. Overdone, done all that. Used to be a rally driver. I have no desires for that. So at our age, I don't sit and knit and all that stuff. Knit and natter is not my thing. I'd rather roll up the
I
sleeves and
don't
get out
find that
and
hard to
work.
believe, mate.
Yeah, so I love to educate people that, yeah, if you want to make 1 million this month, that's fine. Put it over there, start again. Give it to someone to educate people out of this stuff we've been educated into this scarcity consciousness. I want to get rid of that. That's
Yep.
my investment.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Love them words. Absolutely love them words. Quickly, where could people find you and discover your information and get in contact with you, mate?
I'm sure you'll be glad to tell them, Rodney, but you can contact me at endresults1@gmail.com.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Well, it's been absolutely fabulous having you on here today, May. And I very much look forward to being able to have you as a return guest so that we can continue to share our knowledge together to help educate the people out there.
Absolutely awesome. As always, Rodney, to be in your midst is such an honour, and I'm so happy you're a member of my family. Love you to bits, and I'll be...
This has been another episode of the Rodney Bull Show, a Rebel Edge production. Please share with your family and friends, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.